How much Kaspa is enough, and how much do you need to really live your dreams? Whether that is retiring early, retiring at all, living on the beach, buying your wife a new house. How much Kaspa do you need? In this video, we're going to go over a few scenarios that will tell us exactly how much Kaspa we should be trying to acquire. That is what I'm thinking about every day. When I look at this chart and I'm thinking about the prices, how much can I possibly collect? In this video, we're going to go over all of this and more. I love you all. This is never financial advice. We are so close to the biggest upgrade ever being done to the best proof of work. Crescendo about to go on mainnet, guys. You can see May 5th. 1500 UTC. It is happening, and I think shortly thereafter, never financial advice, that we will see, large exchanges coming in, a lot more adoption once we get smart contracts, once we get an actual decentralized exchanges. The utilities are endless when it comes to Kaspa. And just to highlight a few, they say right here, larger throughput, obviously 10 blocks per second, more blocks, but something has to be there to fill that block. So now payload support. Kaspa is not just money anymore. You'll be able to attach data to it, guys. These are smart contracts. And then right here, arbitrary applications. This is innovative DeFi, TradeFi platforms, major enterprise markets. Guys, this is the best, fastest proof of work, faster than Solana, everything that the world has ever seen. But like I said, it is proof of work built off the Nakamoto consensus, guys. So why is the price looking like this? Well, it's a good question to ask, and I ask myself that every day. How did I get so blessed to be hunting for a possible another low here on Kaspa? And I'll get into that in another video. But we had a low of 0.055, 5.5 cents, and we may be making a lower low this week momentarily. I don't think it'll last long, but in order for us to really know how many Kaspa do we need, we got to have some little price predictions. And so whenever I look at Kaspa right here at 51st in overall market cap, I think it is way undervalued. When I'm looking here, I don't see any project that we're scrolling through right now that deserves to be above Kaspa. Not one, guys. Seriously. Not one until we start getting up here to the top 10, the top 15. Now we can even start having a little bit of competition. I don't think any of them do what Kaspa does or what Kaspa will be able to do. But whenever we look at these, the first one that I want to say is if we just get into the top 10, I think the top 10 is a bare minimum for me this cycle, at least with my predictions and the knowledge that I have on Kaspa and how great it is and what the potential is and the safety of it and security. Being proof of work, truly solving the trilemma, top 10 is obvious to me. If I'm disappointed, I'll be disappointed in all of crypto. So the top 10 place right now is Tron. And I'll be completely honest, guys, if you know what's good about Tron, leave it down in the comments, because whenever the Tron meme mania was coming, it was extremely fast, but it was expensive, guys. So it's like a poor man's version of ETH, maybe a good man's version of ETH. I don't know, but it wasn't very good. Okay, sure, it's a little fast, but other than that, Solana's much better and much cheaper. But what is this buying you? I don't know. But anyways, it's sitting at a $22.74 billion market cap. So if Kaspa was to get to the price of Tron, that would be an 87-cent Kaspa for us, guys, and that is at today's prices. So if we were to take a look at that and just think, if we wanted to have like $1 million and divide this by 87 cents, that would be, we need approximately 1.15 million Kaspa. Now that is expensive at today's prices, guys. So that is not achievable for most people. But this right here is not achievable for most people in the world today, but that is also not what I believe the tip top is for Kaspa. When I look at everything that Kaspa has to offer, I think it can do so much more. So where can it get even higher than Tron? Do I think it can get above Cardano? Yes, I can. In fact, I think it can have a Cardano type run like ADA had last cycle. But how high do I really think it can get, guys? And before we get in that, I want to get to a long-term sponsor of Freeman Finance and Crypto, Croak on Kaspa, guys. It's a KRC20 project. Absolutely love them. Sitting at a $645,000 market cap right now, and they even have a promotion going on right here. If someone buys a Croak Tangent wallet, they get 2 free NFTs, guys, out of their collection that is already 80% minted out with a lot of giveaways. I'll put some of the free giveaways up here within the collection, but there's like $10,000 in cash, multiple $2,500 in cash, and on top of that, you also get into the giveaway, but you keep your crypto safe, guys. Tangent has integrated KRC20 into their wallet, so you don't have to manually add it or worry about having a wallet. All you have to do is put it directly in their search croak and send it to them. There's a cool wallet right there, guys. If you want to check it out, I'll have a link down below to Croak's wallet that you could buy. It's like $60 with their 10% off coupon code that the link takes you to. Keep your Kaspa and your KRC20 tokens safe. But where do I truly believe that it could get to? Well, let's look at if it took Solana's spot, because right now Solana is leading the pace for really being able to build secondary coins, okay? Meme coins, utility coins, anything. It is extremely cheap on Solana. I think Ethereum has more security, but as far as cheap fees, it's definitely Solana, and we have seen that this run. So what would that look like? We are looking at Solana at a $65 billion market cap, guys. That is a very large market cap, but the top 5 or 6 cryptocurrencies do hold a lot of weight. When you get here to number 10, where Tron was, it's 22, just going up 5 spots triples that. And if you go back just a little bit previous over here on Solana, you will see that Solana was over a 2x away from that, guys. Solana very recently, just in January, was sitting at almost $300. So what would that look like for Kaspa? That would be a $2.50 Kaspa. So keep these market caps in your mind, because I always hear a lot of people saying $1, $5, $10 Kaspa. We all have to make that relative to the overall market cap. That is what matters with all of these projects, is market cap. So if we were saying we wanted $1 million, how many Kaspa would we need? At approximately $2.50. So we could see right here that there would have to be 400,000 Kaspa in order to be a Kaspa million. Is that achievable? Yes, it is achievable, but it's still a little expensive. But you can make all of this relative into your mind. If somebody wants to have just $500,000 to retire, or $300,000, say the house is already paid off, they just want to be able to start a business, you could get this for less than $40,000 right now. So this is something that I think is a very good multiple at a 40x right here at a $2.50 Kaspa. But I will say that is not the peak that I think Kaspa can go. I truly believe Kaspa can pass up Ethereum. Now, I do not think it is going to happen this cycle. I honestly don't even believe it's going to pass up Solana this cycle. Now, that does not mean that some of these price targets can't happen, okay? Because Solana will continue to appreciate this cycle if the cycle continues, okay? Tron will continue to appreciate. So you could just use these numbers as arbitrary numbers inside of this little price estimate. But if we were to take over the market cap of ETH currently, and remember, Ethereum has super underperformed, down from $4,000 per ETH to $1,800 per ETH. That is a $220 billion market cap, and that would put us at an $8.50 Kaspa, guys. So how many Kaspa would we need to have $1 million sitting here at $8.50 a token? That's $117,000, guys. That's like $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 right now, guys. This is achievable for a lot of people. Okay, I still understand $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 is a lot of money, but with long-term goals of a long-term project, this is very achievable for most people. But will people hold on to that, or will they turn their $7,000 into $21,000, sell it, go buy a wife a new purse, buy you a nice little watch, and then regret it later, guys? Who knows? But I want to know, what is your price prediction for Kaspa this cycle, and do you think it's going to take off after Crescendo? And then, is Binance and Coinbase going to come, guys? All the pointers are telling me that it will. But as always, this is financial advice, guys. I'm the guy on YouTube that loves Kaspa, loves crypto. But let me know what you think down below. Watch this video up above. And if you're not a part of the Free Minute Finance family, what are we doing? Subscribe. I love you all.